Welcome to the SWBL podcast presented by 1356 Public House. And tonight we are doing another one of our captain interviews with the Rockies co-captain in Brian Kenney. BK, how you been, buddy?
Been good. Excited. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
This season and this podcast.
And this podcast. Yeah. Brian is not a rookie to the podcast world. He has been on a few in the past, but this is his first time kind of stepping into that co-captain role and doing this podcast. So I'm excited to talk with you, man, get your opinion, kind of your point of view. I've heard Blake's a ton of times. So new perspective on this. And yeah, like always, guys, we're going to break down the roster, look at the division, look at just some predictions from Brian and just kind of roll with it. So let's start with the roster and start with last season and season 20. It's no secret, wasn't the best season for the Rockies. You guys went 2-8. It was your first year ever missing the playoffs. So the word I've been saying a lot with you guys is anomaly.
I agree. Hopefully.
Yeah. So you still have a lot of talent on the roster. Blake even coming in still in the top 15. He was number 14 in the top 21 players list. Yourself, you've been in there before. Chad Young, Adam North, Jason Worstenholm all played. Those last two were rookies last year. So just kind of, I know you don't want to talk about it, but give me some thoughts. What went wrong last year?
Yeah, well, not a lot went right. I guess probably the two main things is Blake had a pretty slow start, which is obviously atypical for him. He picked it up in the second half, but it was kind of too late at that point. And then I was maybe like the worst hitter in the league. So hopefully, that was an anomaly. But yeah, it's hard to when you're running four hitters and Blake starts slow and I'm bad the whole year. It's not a good situation. And you got two rookies also, and they played great. They were our most consistent players, so can't blame them. It was really on Blake in the first half and me the whole year. But yeah, it wasn't a great year. So
yeah, and Chad had a bit of a sophomore slump. He came out as a rookie, was great for you on the mound. Didn't quite have the same stuff, or at least what's the word I want to use? The efficiency that he had the season prior. So you got to kind of expect that he might turn it around this coming year. And then this year you guys get Grant back, right?
Get Grant back.
Yeah. So that's a big boost to the lineup. What does Grant mean to this team?
He's been there for 2 championships, 8 seasons or whatever it is. He's a rock. He'll bat leadoff, occasionally. We'll put him wherever in the lineup. He plays right field, and he hits those trees with authority. So hoping that one that fell down, it's right in his power alley. So
yeah, right.
It'll be good to have him back. He's fun on the sidelines as well. Missed him last year. FaceTiming with him was pretty great, even though he had pretty bad COVID during the season. But yeah, we're excited to have him back, both for his bat, his glove, and some drinks with him in shanty.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys are excited to see him again. Has it been 2 years since he played? Did he play the season previous? Was he there, or was
I think he was there the year before. I think he's just missed.
I thought he was traveling for some reason, or
yeah. He's missed like the Friday games before because he's coming in from KC. That might have been it, but yeah, I think he's only missed last year. So
well, that'll be good. It'll be good to have him back and around the blur. So with all that being said, looking at the roster right now and everything, getting Grant back, and what are your guys' expectations for this year?
Well, they're not super high on my end. I mean, I think we can surprise some people. I think there's some upside for sure. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be like a bottom 5 bat this year. Jason just mashed last year in MoWiff, so it sometimes takes a while to get used to the medium speed pitch, and hoping he's adjusted. And he had a good year last year, but I mean, he could be not necessarily an MVP candidate, but a top 10 bat next year. And Adam, he was rookie of the year last year, and Grant, he's got a track record. So, and if Blake puts it together for the whole year, I mean, we got pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say we match up with the Yankees or the Orioles or probably a few other teams. Twins, definitely. Yeah, we're definitely not. If we beat any of those teams once, I mean that's great. We just have to hope to beat the tier 2 and tier 3 teams. I think is kind of where we're at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But anything can happen. I mean, the A's shocked the world. 5-6 years ago, whatever that was. Marlins last year. We won 2 championships, one without Brett. So it's you should get out there and anything can happen. So
Yeah, it's a funny looking ball, so you never know which way it's going to bounce or what's going to happen. So I mean, it kind of sounds like your goals have probably shifted a touch after last season compared to what probably it was in the past. I would think that you guys had pretty much a championship mindset all those other years, and seems like it's a little bit more tapered. Hey, let's get into that wild card spot and go for a run that way.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely just squeak into the playoffs. Cardinals motto: just get into the tournament and then shit the bed. Cardinals did. Hopefully we don't do that, but yeah, just get in and then hope Chad finds some magic for 5 innings and we knock off the Twins and do it again 2 more times and come home with a trophy. But not it's not likely and not what we're anticipating. But we're there to have fun as much as we like to be there to win. In previous years, that might not be what the Rockies are about at this stage, but we'll be there and enjoy it either way.
Yeah. Well, you guys are always fun to be around and hang out with, and you take up your corner right there by the left field pole. We always know where you're going to be at and where your family has.
Oh, we've kind of moved into the shanty town also.
Yeah, you did do that last year. Also. You kind of did hang out over there.
We kind of did a split, yeah.
Yeah. So
depends if the families are there, we might be in left field. If not, we'll be.
I was going to mention that you guys always have a good turnout from fans to come out and watch your family members, spouses, and now kids. So yeah, I guess it does depend on that. But you had mentioned Chad, and obviously he's been a big workhorse for you on the mound. What's the rotation going to look like this year? I know last year you guys were kind of experimenting with who that number 2 pitcher was going to be. I know Adam pitched, felt like a lot more than anybody else. At least if I recall that correctly. I could be completely wrong on that, but it might be. I have no idea. I think remember Adam being on the mound.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like you guys were trying to see what Adam had. I know Blake would come in too and pitch because he's got that experience too. So like, what's the rotation looking like this year?
Yeah, I think Blake's our de facto number 2. And then Jason, I think we're going to see what he has this year. I think Blake, he just doesn't like pitching. I don't think he gets flustered, gets in his head out there, and even though he's pretty good, I think he's been itching for a real number 2 that's not him for a while. So I'm gonna give Jason a shot this year, and hopefully it works out.
Yeah, has Grant pitched before?
Like 10 years ago, he used to be pretty good back in the day, but no, it's been a while. Not necessarily a pitcher anymore.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know why Blake, feels like he can't do it. He's got I think, one of the most wicked sliders. I mean, that thing will start behind you and somehow squeak right and get that corner. And it's tough to hit because you really got to keep your hands inside, but not pull it foul at the same time. So he's one of the guys I suck at wiffle ball, but I don't like to face him too often. So, cool. Well, so yeah, let's keep looking into this season now. We've talked about the rotation a bit. We talked, obviously, the roster. You guys got slated into the Cardinal Blinds and Shutters division with the Twins and the White Sox. And everybody is talking about this division as probably the most competitive division of the 3. What were your guys' thoughts when that's how it fell? Just the way the teams that you got slated with.
Well, I just want to say, as the first time tier 3 team, it's really BS. We don't get to beat up on another tier 3 team. We had to go play tier 2 and tier 1, 4 games. It's like we're already shitty. We should be playing another tier 3 team. But I understand the logic behind it. But it's nice when you're tier 1, tier 2, and you look and you got 2 games against a division opponent who's tier 3, and now we're the team that you look forward to playing. But yeah, it sucks being in the It's the Twins, right? Our
Twins,
tier
yeah.
1. Feel like we're always in their division, and I don't know if we've ever beat them in like the last 3 or 4 years. Even when we were making the playoffs, like championship runs, we just can't beat them. Spencer hits a home run, probably 90% of at bats against us. I think Corey does too. Just chops it to right field every time, just boom, boom, boom over the fence. And then Metter, he'll just slap one and get a double on us, and we've never beat them, so that sucks. White Sox, we actually beat them last year. One of our 2 victories. So who knows what can happen? I don't know about any new additions on either teams, but hopefully we can play the White Sox competitively, and I don't think we're going to beat the Twins, but maybe we squeak one out. But yeah, it's not a good draw. You're never really going to have a good draw when you're a tier 3 team. So that's what I've learned this year. So we'll be out there and we'll see what happens. But yeah, we can't say that we're excited to see the Twins.
Yeah, I think you kind of nailed it the way the tier 3 teams feel. You just kind of, you go to the draw and you get what you get. And as my daughter would say, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. And but it isn't fun. And yeah, I think if you changed up maybe the way that you do the different divisions or the tiers or I don't know how you want to do it, the pods, if you do it more like the NFL does, where you play kind of based on your last year's performance, where you're facing teams of the same caliber, the division winners play the division winners, all that stuff. It could make for a lot more parity versus always having the same couple teams at the top there. You would have you had a chance to look at the schedule yet? The full schedule for you guys?
No, I did not know
No?
it was.
Okay.
I do know that we are playing one of the early games, though.
You are actually in game 1. It is your debut in game 1, which is a couple weeks, obviously, before this season. You have the Athletics in that game.
Yep.
So talk a little bit just about that matchup, and then I wanted to ask you a follow-up to the schedule. So
yeah, I mean the A's, that's a game that we pretty much have to win. Are they at tier 3 also?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So yeah, we got to beat the A's. We got to beat the Expos. So it's a must win pretty much in week 1, or I guess however you want to call it, game 1.
Yeah.
The matchup, I mean, they're good. They got Paul, they got Steve who can hit dingers. Who's the lefty, tall guy that mashes?
Chris Vorbeck.
Vorbeck, is he going to be back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he dominated 2 years ago. He mashed us, and he can put it over the fence whenever. And then last year, Evan kind of shut us down. I just couldn't see him. I don't know what it was. So I don't know who they'll throw. It's a must-win game. I mean, I like our chances. I wouldn't say it's an easy game or a hard game. I'd say it's probably plus 110 Rockies. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be a good first game. The whole post-production thing. Excited for that. Watch it the night before the season starts. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, it is. It's a different experience for sure. And I think somebody mentioned it last year, and we were unfortunately on the losing end of our game, but it can make for a great 2 weeks leading up to the season, or a pretty frustrating one at the same time.
Yep.
You had mentioned obviously needing to get wins against the Athletics and the Expos. And if you look at your schedule, your first game is against the Athletics, and then your last game is against the Expos. So the rest of your season is basically like going to war. And you've got all of the rest of the games kind of slated in there. Your next game is against the White Sox, and then you go to the Marlins and the Yankees, the Astros and the Twins. So, and then it doesn't stop. You go to the Orioles, the Twins again, the White Sox again, and then back to the Expos. And I missed one in there somewhere. Orioles, Twins, White Sox. Is that real?
Did you say Yankees, Twins, Orioles, Yankees, or Twins?
So
There's 4 games in a row with the tier 1 teams. Did I hear that?
let's see, White Sox, Marlins, Yankees. No, it's Yankees, Astros, Twins, Orioles. So you get the Astros in that group. And then you
So
only
yeah,
have
that's still
three
three.
games on.
3 out of 4 is tier 1. So
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah, that's a tough stretch right there. And obviously the Astros are going to be trying to fight for a playoff spot too. So, those games matter even more to those teams, I think. Yeah. And then you only end up with 3 games because of that first game. You only end up three games on Sunday. So could be a good day. Could be a nice relaxing day for you by the end of it. But
Yeah, I think we want to start off 3-0, 2-1, worst case scenario, or else the season's over early. So
yeah. So I mean, we kind of talked about the division. Do you guys like have a game circled? Is there a team you guys really like to play?
Expos.
The Expos? Why is that?
We got a good chance of beating them. A little rivalry with Jimmy and back when Brett was on the Expos, when he left us for the Expos, kind of, ignited a rivalry.
Mhm.
We hang out in the shanty town a lot. So yeah, look forward to playing them. One of the few games that we think we might be favored. So
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Yeah. And it's the last game of the season. It's the traditional toilet bowl game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it is the very last
No
game
respect.
before playoffs. Yeah. I guess
We're
it's
not
just
we're
based
not going to
on
be rested for the playoffs.
yeah. So well, let's go ahead and make a couple predictions for the season. So who, in your division, who you picking to win that division? Twins. Okay. And then I'm going to read off the other 2 divisions. I want you to pick a winner from those 2. Okay. So in the corner pub division, you've got the Orioles, the Astros, and the A's.
Orioles.
Getting Eye Center, Yankees, Marlins, Expos.
Yankees.
Yeah.
It's just those 3 teams are just, it's, they're tiers, and it's like by far, like there's a big break between, I don't know who you say is next, Astros or White Sox, but it's a sizable gap between the top 3 teams in the rest of the league. So
Yeah.
It would be a shock if one of those 3 do not win their division.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would take a complete collapse, I think, because I don't think any of them are probably going to start out slow. So, but we'll see. All right. Now pick the other 2, pick the 2 wild card teams.
I'll go Astros. Always think, the most unsung position on the field is left field and defense. And, Cole, he was a beast. Started out last year, game 1. I was watching it the night before, and I was just so impressed, and he carried it through. Got a well-deserving platinum hands. Hard for someone to win that's not Chris. And then, I've gotten lucky a couple times, but Chris should win that award every year. And then Cole just absolutely just completely deserved that award last year. And I think having, a platinum hands fielder in left field, it's huge. You limit outs or limit batters, which is huge because, it's a hitter's league. So any out you can steal. So, if you have a strikeout pitcher or someone who's stealing hits in the field, it's huge. So I'll go with the Astros. And then who's in your? I guess.
So you've already picked the Orioles, and you've said the Astros make it. So the other team in our division is the Athletics.
Yeah.
So in the other,
like White Sox or Rockies. I'm gonna say Rockies. I think we're gonna come back.
Okay.
We're gonna start out 3-0, limp in at 5-5.
Nice. Okay, perfect. Well, you already jumped ahead. I'll have to think of another question I was going to ask you what your record was in a minute, but lastly, the power rankings, some of the, specific hitting, fielding, pitching, like rankings are coming out. The power rankings, the overall power rankings haven't come out yet. I'm curious, where do you think you'll be ranked? And then where do you feel you should be ranked?
I think the Expos will be below us, and then I think we'll probably be next. When hard to argue against it. Being 2-8 last year and returning essentially the same roster, except Ty Cobb, Grant Boyd. If you ever haven't seen him bat, he's got a gap about
Does
this
he
big.
do the gap?
He's got a tie count bat gap, and it's wild. I don't know how he hits a wiffle ball. But yeah, good to have him back. But yeah, I think pre-ranked 8, and I think it makes sense. Back in the day when we were actually good at wiffle ball, we'd be pre-ranked like 7th, despite making the playoffs every year, coming like winning, 2 championships, and we're still preseason number 6. But that might be deserved this year, so can't complain if it happens.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when the rankings do come out, but I think there's a case to be made for you guys. Obviously, there's been a lot of discussion about the way voting happens in this league around the top 21, and even probably some of the grades that some of the teams got for their scouting reports and ranks in that. And a lot of people do vote based on last year, but then there's a lot of people that feel like you should take into account a bigger picture of success or even failure, just a bigger snapshot. And if you're looking at the Rockies and you look at that, I mean, you guys are until last year were the only team to always make the playoffs. So if you're wanting to take a bigger gap, you could make an argument that 8th is too low for you. So we'll see.
Yeah, you can definitely make the case, but
yeah,
I think we'll be 8th.
Yeah,
7th at best.
Okay, well, we'll see. All right, so this brings us to hard hitters, a bunch of random questions, some about wiffle ball, some just about you or the guys. And like I said, I'm going to have to change a couple things on the fly here, so bear with me if I pause for a second. But who is the team MVP for season 21 for the Rockies?
The Rockies? If we're good, it's Jason. If we're bad, it's Blake.
Okay. What is your favorite movie?
1917.
Oh, the World War I movie. I haven't seen that yet.
I've only seen it once in theaters. I really should watch it again because I'd say it's my favorite movie, but I just left the theaters and was just mesmerized.
Yeah, so. I've heard it's just incredible, but I need to see that one. So who will lead the league in home runs in season 21?
Corey.
Who will win platinum hands?
Metter. He should win it every year. He's a freak. It's ridiculous.
He also gets the unfair advantage where everybody roots for errors, slightly messes up.
Yeah, that is true.
So, yeah. Where's your favorite place to get breakfast during the Memorial Day weekend?
Oh, yeah. Normally, I'm a McDonald's guy right by my house before driving over. Just quick and easy. Sausage McMuffin, $1.37 or something. It's a great deal. So
nice. Who's going to lead the league in strikeouts as a hitter?
Was Jimmy the leader last year? Let's go with Jimmy again.
Okay. What is the official drink of the Rockies?
I don't know. Blake drinks some weird shit. I think he's got like a Dr. Pepper tequila thing, maybe sometimes. I like light beers. I'll go with Dr. Pepper tequila. I think Blake has pulled that out before.
Okay. Boys' night out for the team. What's on the agenda?
Dubstep concert. Blake's paying.
Nice. All right. So you're out in the woods and you come across Sasquatch. What are you going to do? And hey,
that's a tough question.
By the way, you can have anything that you want with you. This is an open.
Does he notice me? Or is this like a sneak attack thing?
You're crafty. I'm gonna go with
crafty
sneak attack.
I'm gonna try and get some pictures and some videos and sell them for cash, and then I'm going to run away.
Sweet. All right. And who wins the championship this year?
Orioles, Sam's year.
All right. He'll be happy to hear that. He feels so cursed, and he probably has been.
He deserves it. Gus got one. It's the other Skibby brothers' turn. So, you know, if the Rockies don't win it, I'd like to see the Expos win or the Orioles, I think, because Sam deserves it. Even though I don't want Brett to think he's LeBron James and, you know, going team to team, just stacking championships.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sam deserves it. It's his year.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of those guys would be really happy about that. So, well, that's going to do it for this captain interview. BK, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been fun talking to you and just hanging out and talking wiffle ball, but also talking, just chatting. So
absolutely. It was fun. I'll see you Sunday for T-ball.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Real quick, let me just thank our sponsors, 1356 Public House, Cardinal Blinds and Shutters, Ketting Eye Center, Corner Pub and Grill, our division sponsors. And I want to give a special shout out to our philanthropic partner this year. We have a new one. It's Ever Dolce Vita, and they are donating some money for every home run hit. So hopefully we break some records this year and help raise some money for charity. Everybody stay tuned. We're going to have more captain interviews, power rankings, fantasy wiffle ball, get to our season preview as we get closer to the season. So stay tuned. We've got some more content coming your way. And until then, we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Brian.
You got it. Thanks, BK.